What color sweatpants are you wearing?
Black.
I'm wearing gray.
I got the black ones. I have the matching Between the Buried and Me sweatpants to the Between the Buried and Me t-shirt.
Bunny rabbit pajamas from A Christmas Story. That's your version, but it's Between the Buried and Me.
It's the metal version, all right? I'm like super metal.
But it's like the sad version. Like
no.
You're like, and then tonight I'll wear my Coheed and Cambria t-shirt and sweatpants.
It looks modern, Zach. I look super cool and modern. It has like writing down the side. It's colorful. Yeah.
Does it have the writing on the side?
Yeah, it does. It's cool. Why are you laughing at me? I don't know why you're laughing.
Because it's cringe.
All right, you're right. I got something else cringe for you, right? So I bought pants with chains on them like 3 weeks ago.
Like ironically? Like how much chains?
Like, it's like 2 chains, but it also has straps coming off. Like, imagine like a modern, like you've seen like the modern streetwear thing, right? Where like they wear the boots, but then they have, I bought one of
Yeah, but they don't have chains.
They have like straps and like just singular chain. Like, you know, I bought one of those. I bought a pair of those and I tried wearing them and they immediately went into the sell this at the yard sale pile. It's like,
Is they not even keep them up?
well, it's not, not that I could.
Because all the bitches were pulling them down, right?
Hell yeah, dog. You know how it is. I was like walking around the mall trying to pick up goth bitches at the mall.
And you know, I just looked down, my pants are down.
Well, I bought like combat boots too, right? Because like I was like, well, I need boots for winter anyway. Like I need new boots. So I was like, fuck it, I'll buy goth boots. Like why not? And so
I mean, Doc Martens? You'll buy some Doc Martens?
Yeah, I got some badass Doc Martens and with the white stitching, and they got an extra buckle on them, so it's got a little extra silver, a little zipper, you know. But yeah, I bought all that shit, and you know, I thought I'd be cool. I was like, I even bought myself a necklace. I bought myself a chain. Zach.
You bought yourself a necklace?
A necklace, yeah. And I'm not wearing it right now because I don't think I should. But you know,
like, you gotta take the whole outfit back. Like you just have to burn it all.
Well, you know how good of an idea my NFT ideas are, but I have to look the part. I have to look the part, Zach. That's what I'm saying. If I don't look the part, like a modern, like, you know, like...
You gotta look like Meth Morpheus is what you're saying.
Why is it always meth? It doesn't have to be Meth Morpheus. But yes, Adderall Morpheus is the modern way, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I gotta do it if I'm gonna sell these NFTs and get us back on track, you know, and get the last save point making money again, you know?
How much did you spend on this NFT idea?
Well, you know, you gotta spend money to make money, right? Like let's talk about the final figures before we talk about the initial figures, right?
But I kind of need to know the initial figures. You know, the end of the fiscal year is coming up.
Yeah, why did you give me a blank check then? If you want to know the numbers, like I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't tell me the number.
6.4 million.
What was that?
6.4 million.
On what?
Well, I mean, it's still in development, right? 6.4 was just to get the artists and the back-end coding, and then we also have to, you know, do a marketing campaign to make them popular. And it's gonna be really cool, but we have all of the rights to Twilight. And we're making Twilight NFTs.
Where did you find these people? Did you click on a link from your email?
No, I mean, there wasn't a link per se, but it was an email from Stephanie Mayer. That's her name, right? M-A-Y.
Stephanie Meyer?
No.
With an E?
No, like Mayor. Like she's the mayor of all the Stephanies. That's what she told me. She told me she's a mayor.
No, I feel like you were spelling it like Meyer, like Oscar Mayer. That.
Well, I mean, that's part of the NFT line. We do have an Oscar Mayer wiener shaped like Stephanie Meyer, and it's the Stephanie Meyer wiener NFT.
You know, this is why we don't tell you about the real books. You know that? That's why you don't get access to the big boy accounts.
Well, what about the money that I just spent? What about the check you gave me?
It was a test. IT was testing to see how secure your
Well,
email habits were.
And I passed then, right?
There's no NFT.
Wait, so
In fact, we've restricted you. You don't have a smartphone anymore. We have this flip phone for you when you come back into the office.
that's not cool.
I know it feels like it might be made out of plastic, but it's not. I promise.
I'm a CEO. Though.
And there's just pictures of who you need to call on it, and you just press it.
Like, wait. This sounds like a Fisher-Price phone. This doesn't sound like a real phone.
No, that's the new craze these days. The kids really like. It's a throwback. It's a throwback, so it feels like it too.
Oh, all right. So you're saying if I push this little NFT this little button that looks like an NFT.
Oh, they're all NFTs on that phone that I'm gonna give you too. It's everybody. It's an NFT of each person that you need to call on there.
That's pretty cool. So I'll own their their image. Like that'll be mine.
Yeah. There's a picture of Sprouts when you need to call the grocery store.
There's a picture. Know if they have my.
There's a picture of Guitar Center. It takes you right to the Guitar Center.
That's just in case I need to sell something because I don't play my instruments ever anymore.
So, you'll get used to it. I think it'll be good for you.
Well, I mean,
that you can just yell into the phone and it turns into a text message.
So
that sends itself.
What if I need to call Elon Musk? Because me and him do get along.
Oh, you just say call Elon Musk and then you just talk and then he'll it's like a walkie-talkie almost. Like you have the direct line to him.
That's cool.
And then he'll call back after you're done.
I like that. Well, I appreciate it then. Like maybe this is a good thing. Well, I mean, what's happening to the 6.4 million though? That's what I want to know. Because some of that, was tied up.
We gave it to Elon, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, we told him we invested.
Right,
we're getting what is it? We're getting 30 Cybertrucks for the office.
Well, that makes sense. I'll just call Elon after the podcast then. We'll hash it out.
Yeah.
We'll hash it out.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. If he doesn't pick up right away, I know it's like if you're out of the country, the signal's kind of shaky, so you might want to wait. Like just wait for him.
All right.
To get back to you.
All right. Cool. All right. So might as well do the podcast. Welcome back, everyone, to the Last Save Point presents the P3 Pod. The P3cast, because pod is in the name.
P3cast.
Yeah, because
that's the third P.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. The third P. We got two P's, one and two right there. There's the second P.
Yeah, two P. Yeah, PPs.
Yeah. There's two PPs on screen. Well, actually, there's one PP between the two of us. Wait.
What?
All right, but yeah, welcome back, everybody. I hope you have been enjoying your October, having a great month. I sure have.
Sober October, everybody, right?
Yeah, super sober October. You too, right, Zach? Super sober October.
Yeah, it's the most sober I've ever been in October.
You had a sober aftershock?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Of course.
I was sober the entire time. It was perfectly fine.
Tell us about it. I mean, we're going to switch it up because we haven't talked about music in so long. And Zach, he went to Aftershock, which is like a pretty big music festival. And he went for all 4 days. Tell us about it. Tell us what it's like going to a 4-day music festival as a 35-year-old.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. It was 90 plus degrees all 4 days.
Oh, hell.
Outside, in a park.
Hell.
In a park that's also under the freeway. Under I-5, and you're like, oh man, my back and my feet are gonna hurt, right? Now I want to talk. Because that's all you can think about. You just think about how it's so hot and that the sun needs to come down. Like you want to tear it out of the sky. And you know what? Even the bands thought that. You're like, nobody told us to be fucking hot. Like,
funny.
like they're up there in like leather and shit doing their set for like an hour, and you're just like, I'd rather die. It
Yeah.
can't be worth it. It can't be worth it.
Hell no. I don't care what kind of like girls you're getting wearing that leather. It's not worth it.
Yeah, so the first couple days I was like soaked trying to get to the bands that I wanted to see. And the next 2 days, you know what? I was just like, I'm on chill. I'm on chill. I'm not gonna, I don't need to see anybody that bad. I don't need to take a brisk pace anywhere. But it was good. Like, it was, if you had asked me the first 2 days, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna make it. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like my feet hurt, my back hurts, like it's so hot. And then by the next 2 days I was like, you know what, fine, we're already halfway. Like, it's basically done. Mm-hmm. So we drank all the drinks, listened to all the bands, did all the things.
So
I lost my phone, I got a flat tire. I had to get a new phone overnight.
Experience. Yeah, because he drives a Tesla, so he couldn't even drive his car without a phone.
No, I had the key to my car.
Oh, lucky, yeah.
But it was super lucky because I gave the guy the key, the tow truck guy, the key, so he could pull the car off. And like when they replaced the tire, I was like, he left the key, right? Like I didn't think about it like until way later. And he's like, yeah, he left it in the thing. I'm like, thank God. And then on the last day, somebody threw up all over the place.
Nice. Yeah,
so you know, it was the proper experience.
What was your favorite band that you saw there? Because like Aftershock, it's a lot of kind of like, I wouldn't say retro bands, even though we are retro now, but it's like a lot of the new metal scene and kind of older guys.
It's a lot of new metal, a lot of like several punk bands.
There were some newer bands there though, like Polyphia and Hanabi were there.
Yeah, Hanabi only had like a 30-minute set. I think they only played like 8 songs or something like that. So Hanabi was good. I think it was hard not to say GNR was my favorite band but it's also the only last band I enjoyed. Like the only band of the ones to run.
Yeah.
Korn was fine. I don't like Tool. Tool was fine.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And Avenged Sevenfold, they were playing all the new stuff and I don't know any of the new songs. So GNR, all I gotta do is listen to Axl Rose yell and Slash play the guitar, and like it's fine.
And I'm sure they had a great stage show too.
Yeah, they were only like 40 minutes late.
That's crazy.
To their 3-hour set. So it was really good. Polyphia was really good, and like I'd never seen them in concert. Death Clock was super good. Sentis Fail was really good. Like they put on a completely different show than the show that they kind of, I think I saw them at did I see them at When We Were Young? I think I did, but it was a completely different show, smaller audience, 4 stages. Mm-hmm. I saw Sleep Token and they kind of sucked. I didn't really like them. Like I heard their songs, but they were very strange on there and it was just not really what I want to listen to. Limp Bizkit was probably number 4 on the list after GNR, Polyphia, and Death Clock. But it was just that if I hadn't lost my phone during that part when we tried to push to the front, it probably would have been higher. And he was even like super conservative too with what he was saying on the thing. Yeah, he's dressed up as a cowboy.
He was being super preachy too, because I saw the cowboy outfit, but was he also
a little bit?
Oh, that's kind of shitty. But the music.
I mean, not as bad as like it wasn't China. What's that one? But Skillet.
Skillet was like super preachy.
Like we were just watching it and and that's when I prayed Jesus. Like there it was. You all saw it. He did it.
Yeah.
Like me and Hugo were just like yelling that. Like, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a good time. I haven't been to a concert like that in a long time. I get to go see Protest the Hero next month, so I'm stoked for that. We'll talk about that next month. But let's talk about.
Well, I'm a real connoisseur now. I've seen a lot more people in concert. I mean, it'll probably be good for you.
Yeah, you didn't see
to see a band like that. You see one band.
Yeah, it's funny.
I've been to so many concerts, Chris. Like just this year, like 40 concerts.
just this year. How do you manage it? How do you fit all of them in, Zach?
Power Jesus, man.
Yeah,
With beneath my wings,
Limp Bizkit and Jesus, that's all it takes, You throw on Rolling and you get to those shows.
No, it's Creed, Chris. It's Creed. The power of Scott's Tap propels me, takes me higher, if you will.
I love it. All right, well, moving on. We'll go back to our regular programming. I just wanted to talk about music because, I think going to a concert's a big deal, something you should talk about, especially if you don't have a chance. And it's nice to talk about these bands
it's your first one, right?
Yeah,
this is going to be your first one.
It's my first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite bands, too.
Yeah, Chris is going after I told him what my experience was like at Aftershock. He's decided to get serious about the music.
Yeah, finally. I mean, it's for a long time, I just listened to live albums, but I was afraid of going to the shows. But, I'm finally going to do it.
Yeah, he's going to stop buying the CDs, guys. He's going to actually spend money at the concerts.
Yeah, so I've been watching... What have you been watching? I've been watching... Let's see, what's out? Loki is out. Gen V is out. Our Flag Means Death. Castlevania and the Fall of the House of Usher. That's like the list. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, he read right off the list.
I did.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll start with the Fall of House of Usher. I'm not done yet. I think I'm on episode 5 or something like that. It came out last week. Mm-hmm. And... the series of shows like Midnight Club, Haunting of Bly Manor, I can't remember what the first one was called. The first one is still the best one. It is the most scary.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of those have the same people in them.
I didn't know that.
And it almost like it's American Horror Story. Mm-hmm. And this last season, not season, I don't want to say season, it's its own show. It's kind of not very good to me. I'm not it feels like there's only I think there's less than 10 episodes, and they have to show how 8 people die, which means you have to get invested in 8 people mm-hmm. and then watch them die. Yeah. And that's not enough that's not enough time.
What do they think? So Squid Game? Sorry.
Every character's just we're gonna be super one-dimensional. We're gonna try to establish some stuff at the end, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And 1 or 2 characters die every episode, and you're just there's not enough of a gap for it to carry any weight. And so when I'm watching, I'm there are points where it's scary, I guess. I don't really want to watch it at nighttime, but I don't know if I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
The story that they're doing of a modern taking place in the current era, each person has their own their own quirks and stuff, and how they're all fucking around and fucking up their life at the same time, and it's so nobody's a good person. That's what I'm seeing. Everybody's a shitty person in this world.
Well, they have to have a reason to die, right? That's the kind of the horror trope. It's a moral thing, right?
But it's who's gonna be the survivor, right? And why did they get to survive? And you're just who the survivor's gonna be, but it's just because she's innocent.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So it's not really any mystery to it. You're just kind of watching things happen.
Yeah, where in the first season, the first show, it's oh, it feels brand new. You're trying to figure things out. What was this? What was that? And then this one, it's a lot of telegraphing. It feels like you're watching Final Destination sometimes, where it feels they basically telegraph what's gonna happen. You're not to the level where they're we see the buckle loosening, but where it's well, something obviously bad is gonna happen with this. Mm-hmm. And then it's just seeing what that is. Right. And so I don't know. I don't know if I'll finish it.
Is that the only scary thing you're watching this month? It is October.
We both watched, or I watched Castlevania, obviously.
Yeah. I wanted to watch Castlevania, but I was going to wait for your consensus first.
So, I can tell you that if you watch the beginning of the first episode, you're okay, you kind of got me. All right, I'll watch. But then if you watch the next 2 episodes, you're this show's kind of shit, and it doesn't really have the scale or even the build of the last one, right? It's very all over the place in those first couple episodes. Where so is he really powerful, or is he shit? like he's an adult now, but he's like he's got to be like a 20 something, so he's kind of an asshole. And then it's like, oh, we something bad has to happen, so he stops being an asshole.
Right.
And that's like the 5th or 6th episode, and then I think there's only 8. It feels almost like the pacing of like Stranger Things, where like when you watch Stranger Things, it's like real slow for like 5 or 6 episodes, and then they ramp up really fast.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what it feels like to the show, and I kind of don't really like him. But then at the last couple episodes, it kind of redeems itself. Like there's more buy-in. Feels like things are like there's too much exposition, I think. Whereas like I feel like it needs to be like the what's his name, the Tom Holland Spider-Man's, where it's like, I don't need the Spider-Man story again.
Yeah.
Totally.
We
I
don't
get
need
it.
Castlevania,
His shit's fucked.
right. Yeah.
Like, let's move on. Let's move on.
There's vampires. They're Machiavellian. Yes, we get it.
Yeah. So I think it takes place in France. I think it's France. And it's just like the same shit, but like, you know, you're getting interested in some of the characters. And like at the end of the, do you care about spoilers? Do you want me to not give you spoilers?
No, you're fine. No. Spoilers ahead for our viewers, though.
So at the end of the last episode, like they're running away and getting chased by vampires, and then fucking Alucard shows up and fucking like murks them.
Hell yeah.
And you're just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's the
Alucard's
legacy
back.
character curse. It really is. Every time. We're just like, just show us the ones we care about.
You're like, well, I know the other 2 have to be dead, but he was a vampire. Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean...
So like, I'm interested in the next season, but it's got to be like the other one where like you have to scale up pretty quick.
You can't go back down. It's not like you can't go to slice of life after this.
Yeah, there's no way. It can't do what like Attack on Titan did with kind of the second season, where it like pulled way back. Mm-hmm. And so like, I'm interested to see where the next season goes, but like, I need to see character growth. Like I feel like I felt at the end of season 1 of JJK. Like, where I'm like really apprehensive about what the next season's gonna be, but I hope it's good. What about you? What have you been
I
focused on?
Well, you're talking about character growth. I'm watching one of my favorite shows is like all about character growth.
Gen V, right?
No, not Gen V. Gen V is, I don't know. I guess it's about character growth, but they're not doing it right. The 2 shows I am watching actually make good comparisons to each other. Gen V, and I'm watching Our Flag Means Death. And Our Flag Means Death is all about character growth because it's kind of just about sensitive men, quote unquote, and how to deal with confrontation without violence, essentially, and how to reform violent men. That's the whole thing. But they're pirates, so that's the kind of hook.
No, but how preachy is this?
It's not preachy. It's good. That's the thing. Is it's really good. It frames it in this group of pirates who are like essentially, well, the 2 main pirates are gay. They're lovers, but they don't realize they're lovers. The whole first 2 seasons is kind of like a would they, won't they? And then when they get to the 3rd season, it's like now they've finally both had their character arcs and they've come to a point where they can love each other. So it's like a romance too. It's really good, and the growth.
It's a bromance.
It's very bromance. You know, it's kind of Roman, if you know what I'm saying. You know. But yeah, no, it's really good, and the characters are moving, and the story is really well told, and they circle back and they call back. Like, it's just really well written, and it's the same people who did What We Do in the Shadows, same writers. And it's got Taika Waititi.
Okay, so it's not Doom Patrol.
No, it's definitely not Doom Patrol. It's got Taika Waititi in it too. He plays the Blackbeard, the main pirate. It's pretty good. But yeah, and then comparing to that is Gen V, which is like, well, if you've seen The Boys, imagine The Boys with nothing good. Like, I hate to be that person, but like, I feel like it's not made for me. It's made for the generation who's super obsessed with having social media likes and like, I don't know. It feels like Riverdale, but wrapped in a superhero story. And then like...
So like Sky High.
Yeah, imagine if Sky High was like really edgy. Like that's kind of what it is. Like there's a mystery involved in it where they're trying to like unravel, and like there's a chick who does mind control. And so like you're like figuring out like, oh, what memories are false, and like so they're slowly unraveling this whole thing. But it's getting to the point now where it's like I don't really care. It's like, why do I care if these characters unravel this? Because they're gonna overcome this system? Probably not, because the whole moral, or I guess what would it be? The whole catch of the boys is that the moral system that's supposed to be in place, is like a corporate structure that's super corrupt, like American media structures. So it like starts at college.
That's bad.
It's that's the preachy that you don't want. It's like the exact opposite of Gen V, where they're like, okay, we're gonna have.
You mean of Our Flag Means Death?
Oh, sorry, yes, of Our Flag Means Death. Yeah, where it's like we're gonna have like a female POC be the main character, and it's like super preachy about like toxic spaces and and it's like I really have no problem with any of that. But when it's overt and in your face and you make that the point, stop doing it. You made that joke last time. You did that joke already. I'm trying to get our bad demographic back. God, they're the ones who will buy NFTs. But yeah, it's like when the writing is about that, you can tell. When that is the point of writing the show. And I feel like Our Flag Means Death is the opposite of that. You ready to come back? Talk about Loki?
Yeah, so I like when things are really inclusive, you guys. I just need you to know that, like, he does not represent me.
I never said I didn't like things that way.
And so, like, just because there was a female POC as a main character, I didn't get enraged or complain about safe spaces or... You know, like it's okay. Like I feel like all of you guys should be comfortable with who you are. Right. And what you're doing with your life doesn't affect me. And I'm not watching you just to complain about your life.
Wow. Did you practice that speech?
Black Lives Matter.
Are you done now? You forgot to throw.
I mean, we'll never stop the fight, you guys. We'll never stop the fight.
Yeah, I mean, we're both watching Loki, though. What do you think of Loki?
They were moving really fast in the first couple episodes. Like, it feels very frantic. It made me feel kind of like Social Network, where it feels like everything's almost at like 1.25 times speed. Where it's like, it feels a little unnerving because so many things are happening and it feels super chaotic, which I assume is what they were trying to go for. But it's like... You know, a lot of other shows, like when the new season starts, there's like, you know, there's a little bit of a lull before it starts going, no.
Yeah, Loki
like, just straight up.
I feel like I needed to rewatch the first season after I watched the first episode of the second, because I was just like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, and it took me a while to like, be like, okay, all of that, he like went and saw his other selves and he, you know, met the Master of Time and like, you know, we have the whole unraveling of the Master thread or whatever it was called, right? And then all of that happened, but like episode one is like all of the consequence of that is what episode one is happening on. So it's like if you don't remember that, I feel like you get lost in that frantic pacing really fast.
How much does that fucking movie matter? The Ant-Man movie? Because doesn't the Ant-Man movie involve that character?
Trying to remember now. So the problem is the Ant-Man movie was so like unremarkable that I don't remember.
Too inclusive again?
Yeah,
too inclusive for your taste?
Too inclusive for me.
You're like, you had a problem with ant people and wasp people? Is that what it was?
Actually, I have a problem with Paul Rudd. He's just too goddamn handsome for his age, all right?
What? It's not that old.
How old is he? He's like.
I'll Google 50s. It, everybody. I'll look it up.
50s or 60s at least.
60s?
Yeah, I'm saying 50s or 60s. Paul Rudd.
He's 54 years old.
54. That was close. 60s was probably a bit much. I think is Brad Pitt in his 60s?
For reference, Keanu is 59.
Oh, right. Man, that adrenochrome. I'm really going into that.
Brad Pitt's the same age. Brad Pitt's the same age as Keanu.
See, we got those genes too. We got those movie star genes. Keep us young, you know? They're under the light of sets, and that's what we do too. We're under the light of our set, of our webcam. I just blinded myself.
The ceiling light?
Well, I have an actual light that I just blinded myself by looking straight at. Oh my god. Oh.
That was Christ trying to absolve you of your sins, trying to smite you
For what I just said.
with his holy light.
Blinded by the light. What movies you been watching this month yet? Watching anything good?
No, but I did watch Winnie the Pooh.
That's been the well, I think that's kind of our thing, right? It's the month of October, and on the month of October, specifically me and Horse Thief, we watch a lot of bad horror movies, but by kind of like osmosis, Zach ends up in the Discord channel when we're watching them. So
I turn it on for like 30 seconds. I'm like, this looks like trash. Like every time, or like this is so stupid. Then I turn it off.
But we did get him to watch one whole movie with us, and it was because he suggested it. He just wouldn't let it go. He had to see Slaughterhouse.
It's because after we were done with Winnie the Pooh, it was the next one on the list. And like I was trying to figure out what it said, and then I read the story synopsis, and I'm like, what? It's a sloth. Why don't they run away from it?
And it was the worst sloth puppet too, and like the story was so. At one point, the sloth had a gun. Like the sloth was shooting a gun at people, and it wasn't like good bad where you're like, oh, this is funny. It was like a little like I don't know. It was like you're trying.
It was uncanny valley level.
Yeah, it was.
Where like they're trying too hard, and it's like, why did you guys do this?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like it's like there's a point. Like there's 3 levels of it, right? There's like the guy who like tries really hard and it comes out really bad, but he thinks it's great and he put all the work he had into it, right? Then there's the person who's like kind of self-aware and they know they don't have a lot of money and so they do what they can within their restrictions, right? And then there's the third one where it's like they don't have either of those things, where they're not really fully self-aware, or maybe their budget just ran out halfway through, or maybe like, they just didn't come out exactly how they thought, and so like they push it a little.
But they really believe in the project.
Yeah, and that
in their
was,
script.
That felt like Slaughterhouse. Like it was just a little. Wasn't good. But I mean, how was Pooh? Blood and Honey? That actually made it to theaters. Was that the same thing?
That was in the theaters?
Yeah, that made it to theaters. Your reaction.
I thought it was just released directly to Hulu or whatever it was.
That one waited to theaters. Yeah.
It is not good. It's like animal people, and then they're trying to kill Christopher Robin. And you could replace Winnie the Pooh's character with like Jason Voorhees, and the fact that he moves really slow. Like at one point they crash him between 2 cars, and then he pushes the car away.
No car.
And just like when they yell Pooh, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Pooh!
Like I'm gonna tell you the thing that happens in the very beginning. So Christopher Robin leaves for college to become a doctor, and then he comes back, and then they have to fend for themselves in the 100-acre wood, and they eat Eeyore, and it makes them crazy. And they refuse to speak again, and then Pooh speaks like one time at the very end.
Oh, I can't, Zach.
It was really bad. It had all of the tropes. It had the hot tub. It had the girl dancing around in her underwear in her bedroom, taking selfies and stuff.
So did you hear about the teacher who accidentally, quote unquote, showed this movie to his 4th grade class?
Accidentally, I don't know. It has a very different picture.
He said
on the front.
Well, he said that once it started getting like boobs and gore, he was in that point where he was like, well, now I can't even shut it off. Like now I just got to let it roll. Maybe they won't.
I have to commit.
Anything. Yeah,
I just have to commit to it.
He like tweeted about it because I don't think he got fired, but I think he got reprimanded. Like he's never allowed to show movies in his class again.
Like he had to defend himself.
Yeah, but I think that was part of his defense. Is like he was so shocked. He was just like, I didn't know what to do, so I panicked and I just let it keep going.
You're like, it's an hour and a half. You're like, you let it go like a whole other hour. I didn't know what to do. So you turn it off. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that one.
In the moment, I was panicking, and I admit I could have made better decisions, but those kids, they really learned a lesson that day.
Just cue to him like hungover, like head down on his desk.
Exactly. That's
like,
what I imagine. We both
like got his
teacher.
AirPods in. You're like, you guys watch this Winnie the Pooh movie. Then we'll talk about it afterwards. I'm just put my head down here.
We all know a certain Pittman High math teacher that we're both thinking of that did that, whose name will go unmentioned. No. I did see, like...
Now he has to beep it.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, because I forgot it's my last name. I'm just not going to beep it. Fuck it, they can know me. You can see me, you can know me.
Wait, what if this is how you blow up, and then, like, you have to be like, it was all organic. I was like, no, I said your name on the thing, and then we got a bunch of views. And then you're going to be like, no, I did it. And I'm just like... I mean, we both know you can say whatever you want to say, but...
Well, my goal was always to blow up and forget everyone I know, so...
Yeah, just like your girlfriend. Blow her up and forget everybody you know.
No. Okay, so... I mean, I don't even know if I want to keep talking about movies. We've been watching tons of horror movies over the month of October. I've been focusing recently on body horror. I watched Videodrome, The Thing, Tetsuo the Iron Man, and Scanners, which are all either a Cronenberg movie or like super body horror focused, which if you haven't seen Tetsuo the Iron Man and you want to watch a really weird movie, you should watch that. It's like, if you're looking for something that's going to make you just like cringe. I literally like had points where like covering my mouth, like I could not believe what I was watching. Like, genuine. No one was watching me. I was doing that myself. It was like a knee-jerk reaction for me to do that. That's how wild the imagery in Tetsuo the Iron Man was. It came out in 1989 or 88. It was 1 year. Actually, it was the same year as Akira came out. And the imagery in it is like parallel to Akira. So it's a really interesting collective consciousness thing, I guess you would call it, in Japan at the time. That both of those movies came out at the same time. It's very interesting. But I mean, point is like, we don't have a lot to talk about movie-wise, or TV-wise, I guess, because not only have we been watching a lot of anime, our anime discussion went on really long, but we've been both busy with school and studying, and we haven't even been playing that many video games either. Like, Baldur's Gate. How many times do you think we've played Baldur's Gate this month?
Enough.
Enough? You're just saying that because we got in a little fight, because we got in our lovers.
That fight was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. We had our therapy sessions. We came back.
No, it's fine. I just like... I've been having to study for like a licensing exam, and it's like takes a long time. And I was out. I had COVID. And then I went to the concert, and then I've had like a sinus infection for like the past week, and I just like don't want to do anything.
We haven't even played D&D in like 3 weeks, which is like super uncommon for us. Like normally we do like 1 or 2 bye weeks, but we're playing D&D for the first time in like a month tomorrow, which is crazy to me.
Well, it's Chris's fault.
It's not my fault. Get the fuck out of here.
Two of the 3 times are your fault.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Well, we've both been busy with other things.
Chris has been busy making chocolate.
Making chocolate? I'm making...
He's recently gotten into candy.
I'm making Oreos.
He likes a lot of dark chocolate.
Anyway, I've been kind of spending what other extra time I have. The only thing I've been doing is really playing Cyberpunk. You played a little bit of Cyberpunk, but I've been playing the shit out of it. I don't know how I got into this. I need something for when I get home I can turn my brain off. And like running from point to point and just killing the shit out of people and doing these missions. Like I don't even read the dialogue, but like I only have 11 side quests left, and I've done every side quest in Cyberpunk again.
I mean, I finished 1.0, but I basically didn't play it in between 1.0 and now.
Yeah.
Well, like when Phantom Liberty came out.
Yeah, same.
And I only played for like 2 hours or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because the prologue is super long.
It's not even necessarily the prologue. It's because like I have an opportunity to play like one game and I want to turn my brain off, and if I'm playing Cyberpunk I have to pay attention. Mm-hmm. And if we're playing Baldur's Gate, I have to like be like, ugh. I still think about it in terms of like we're recording it.
Right.
In terms of like how much time has passed. I have like 5 things to do. I'm an adult now.
No,
and then here we are.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why, like, I don't know. I haven't really gotten into the DLC yet because, like, I haven't been paying attention to the game at all. I've been playing it for different reasons. Dave the Diver had a big update, and I haven't even touched that because I know I have to super hyper focus to get into it. And to be honest, all I've been doing is putting on TV or YouTube and turning my brain off when I get home because I do homework every other day or work.
Yep. And when I get home, I've been playing backpack battles after Steam's Next Fest. Just like you're just moving things around on the backpack, trying to make yourself as powerful as you can. I feel like when I was playing Potionomics, where it's like, it's kind of math, but not really math.
It's
And the story matters, but not really.
You kind of get to turn your brain off when you play it, right?
Yeah, or I'll just turn on TikTok, or I'll play Dokkan Battle, like, that's it.
Yeah, because it's an auto
Like-
battler too, so you kind of just like click and then you go, oh, nice, I get to look down.
Yeah, like, I don't know, watch something while this is on.
Well, I think we're both preparing for the end of our lives, which happens in 2 days, right, Zach?
I mean, I don't know. You never went back.
I did. Well, I knew how dangerous it was. That's the thing. And I knew the new one was coming out. So I was like, how much time do I want to invest in this? And I did go back, Zach. I did go back once and I played a lot.
I think I think it's like if you take drugs as an adult, you realize what can happen versus like when you take them really young, you don't understand. But now you're at the level where you understand, like, you almost just got introduced to crack.
Well, we haven't even said the name of the game that we're talking about. That's the best part. That's City Skylines 2 is coming out. Tell them about your experience with City Skylines, Zach. Because
my first day experience
is on YouTube. If you'd like to check out our playthrough, it's called City Inspectors. And it's the first time I ever played, and both Derek and Zach were veteran players by that time. So tell them what your experience was.
So when City Skylines came out, hang on, I'm going to the store page. I need to find out how long ago this was. Does it say? Does it say on here how long ago this came out? Whatever. When City Skylines came out, I bought it, like, I just saw, March 15th, 8.5 years ago when it came out, and I was still in undergrad.
A wee undergrad.
I bought it, and I was like I was working like, not graveyard-ish.
Like swing, morning swing, kind of?
Yeah, like I was starting at 3, getting off at like 11. And I would come home and like just pass out because it was only like 1 or 2 days a week that I would do that. So then but then I saw this game and I was installing it and I was like, well, it's almost done. I'll just play it for a little bit. And while I had been waiting, I was leaned back in my chair and I have one of those like locking chairs like this. Oh, it was the same chair. I've had this chair for like forever. And so I had it locked because I was leaning back just listening to music, waiting for it to download back when things took forever to download. And when it was done, I kind of like tilted it forward and then like it was installing and I tilted back a little bit and then I locked. And when I started playing it, it was in that locked position, but I was leaned forward for about 6 or 7 hours. And when I was done, my back hurt a lot, and then I couldn't sit in my computer chair for 2 days. Because you don't move, you just stare at the screen, it's incremental upgrades, or you're just like, well, now I can do this. And then that happens for 5 or 6 hours.
But the thing is, it's like there's always something to be managing in that game. Like you're either in a menu watching like these graphs, like, okay, this is going up, so I need to go here to manage this, or you're like editing a road to try to make it more efficient, or like, make zoning. And there's so much to do in that game that I feel, I did the same thing. My first playthrough was like 8 hours when I finally got it back. I played for like 8 hours straight. It was bad.
Oh my god. It's like I'm on the page right now. I'm like, I should just buy it right now. I'm gonna like it.
Yeah,
like,
why not?
But the Ultimate Edition is $90.
What the fuck's in the Ultimate Edition for $90? Expansions?
The expansion pass.
So you always get expansions for it for free?
Bridge and Ports expansion, San Francisco set, unlock, beach properties.
Wait, so it has day
urban
one DLC?
promenades, content creator pack, 3 radio stations.
I don't know if
Wait, the base game and the San Francisco set are available October 24th when the game comes out. Q4 is the Beach Properties Deluxe Relax Radio Station. Q1 2024 is Urban Promenades Modern Architect. Yeah, so this is like actually like an expansion pass.
What do you think about video games selling video games to the consumer like an investor? Because that's essentially what they're doing to you right now, right? They're saying...
Well, I mean, cities don't get built overnight, Chris. It's incremental growth. Like...
Well, the reason I bring it up, right, is because I'm going to need an investor in this NFT thing I got going on. And, you know, I know the 6.4 you gave me the first time was a test, right? But what, just you know, 3.2. Give me 3.2. No strings attached, and I promise I'll get this NFT thing off the ground.
Why don't we talk about this with the cameras off?
Last time you turned the cameras off, you just yelled at me for a half hour.
I promise that won't happen this time.
All right. Well, only because...
I promise.
All right, I believe you this time, but, you know, it's only because you told me you loved me after you yelled at me for 4 hours. It keeps getting...
I never said that.
You didn't? Oh, maybe that was...
I think that was one of your fantasies.
I swear you said it. I mean, no one would be that mean and then not say it, right? Thanks, guys, for tuning in. That's how we'll end the podcast. We have Final Fantasy playthroughs still coming. We still have Retronomicon coming. We're going to have some Only Up coming and a couple other new things. Armored Core, we still have a couple of those. We hope to see you guys in the future. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, next week, you guys, the last Resident Evil episode will come out. This means that Chris has to edit it in the next week.
Why would you do this to me? I'm just cutting this part out. No one's going to see this.
But this was your outro.